Hello everyone and welcome to Loot from 50 Solo Chambers of Xeric. Now unfortunately at the start of recording this my mic was actually turned off, so I am re-recording this now, and here I am just going to go ahead and show off my collection log and also show that I am using the Raids Loot Tracker plugin on Ruinlight. And I haven't started as of recording this. As you can see, as I start with 30 raids I'll be ending with 80 raids, and here I am showing off the Chambers of Xeric Loot Tracker that I'll be using. I have 5 kills logged previously, and I did get an arcane somewhat recently, but I will be resetting my tracker here, and we'll be going in straight fresh from that. Now, as of recording now, I have already completed the 50 raids, so I am going to kind of talk over myself until we get back to live commentary. So let's go ahead and get into it after I guess I finish up here. Now here I am at my first raid, and I recorded my first few raids, but I realized after a while it was the same thing over and over again. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and talk over this raid and kind of go over the entire grind and how it went and some interesting statistics if you plan to do the grind yourself. So starting off, I am not amazing at solo raids. I'm decent. This raid right here was a deathless raid, but all of my raids were not deathless raids. So in the 50 solos that I did, I died a total of 18 times. Now I do want to mention not all of those deaths were at Ulm. There are specific rooms where you can die a lot, and I should mention there's only one room I died on other than Ulm, and that would be Mutadile. And in total I died 6 times before Ulm, which means I died 12 times at Ulm, which means every 1 in 4 Ulms I did I had 1 death. I don't think that is too bad. I never died more than once at Ulm, if that means anything, and I definitely feel with this experience, if I were to do it again, I would die much less, maybe not even at all if I went really hard on it. But there were some times, I was being a little lazy. This grind took a long time. I'll go over exactly how long here in a second. I definitely got maybe a little impatient on some runs and maybe died a little more than I should have, but overall not too bad. Now, since I did die 18 times in total, you're probably curious to how much points I got per raid, and believe it or not, we actually averaged pretty well. I pretty much only went for 5-room raids. I want to mention that. I think I had one 6-room raid. It doesn't really matter that much, but in total, I actually averaged 28.8k points per raid, and I got 1.44 or 1.4 million points in total from the 50 solo Chambers of Xeric. Not too bad if I must say so myself. If you're curious, the rate of a purple is like 1 in 865k points, something around there. I may be a little off right there. I'll show the drop rates probably either on screen now or a little bit later. So not too bad, and I think like the personal best or like the best points I had, it was like 35k from a single run, maybe 36k from the 6-point raid. I can't remember if I did die on that one or not. So yeah, not too bad there. And then I also want to go ahead and talk about the time to complete all of the raids. Now, my average time to complete a raid was 35 minutes for a single raid, and we did 50 raids, so all in all it took about 30 hours. So this was a decent grind, but it wasn't like too bad. I definitely would probably do it again. It's a grind that is not super enjoyable to do back to back, but it's raids at the end of the day, and I really do enjoy raids. However, I did say I'd do it again. If I were to do it again, I would much rather do it with a team, because you have a higher chance of seeing purples in a team, even if they don't go to you, because I am an Iron Man. It would still be nice to do it with other people to make it not only just a little bit easier, but to also just have it as a more social thing rather than something where I am just purely solo and I don't have much to interact with except for the boss. Now, I'm sure you guys are curious about the rewards I've gotten. Which purples did I get, if I got any at all? And I do have a clip to show you guys that pretty much sums up the entire experience, so I'll go ahead and play that now for you guys. And here we are, 50 solo raids completed. This is my last raid. It was actually a no prep. I decided to do it like that. And if we check our chest, unfortunately it is a white light, and that means I've gone 50 solo raids without getting a single purple. That's very unfortunate, but the worst part about it is it's not even like that uncommon to go 50 solo raids without getting a purple. I see it happen all the time. I definitely had some deaths in there, but at the same time going, I think if we go ahead and check, we have gone 1.44 mil points, which is almost double drop rate without seeing a purple, so very unfortunate there. So as you can see by the last clip, from our 50 solo Chambers of Xeric, we received exactly 0 purples. Even though we did die 18 times, receiving 0 purples and 1.44 million points is very unfortunate, as the drop rate's like 1 in 865,000 points. So yeah, like I said, almost double drop rate there. And the harsh reality is that's kind of not too far off when it comes to Chambers of Xeric. The drop rate is a little unfortunate since it was one of the first raids that they added, and they may not have balanced the drop table perfectly. Honestly, I don't think they have, especially for solos, as I don't think they were ever planning on people soloing the Chambers of Xeric. It just happened to be that way since people found out mechanics that allowed you to do so. I've heard of people going very dry at the Chambers of Xeric, a lot drier than I have, so it is what it is. I'm at least happy within the first 30 raids we did, we ended up getting ourselves an Arcane, but unfortunately for this video, as you can see, we have not gotten any Arcane Prayer Scrolls. However, we did get 3 Torn Prayer Scrolls and 4 Dark Relics, and I'll also go ahead and show you guys the total loot here. So unfortunately, I can't fit all the loot in my inventory, but the only thing I am missing are 3 Torn Prayer Scrolls and about 1,000 Lizardmen Fangs, and I'll also throw the loot tracker up either right now or later on in this video so you guys can see that. But I will go ahead and throw everything into the price checker. Looks like we made ourselves a good 14.7 mil in total. If I wasn't an Iron Man, I wouldn't have probably made too much money, if any money at all. There is a supply cost. I probably used an entire Abyssal Whip on the Tentacle. I used a lot of charges in the Trident. I think around 5,000 charges in the Toxic Trident. So very, very expensive. Maybe I made a little bit of money, but definitely not as much as I could have made if I got myself a purple. So now that you guys have seen the loot and the price of it, I do want to go ahead and open the sidebar, and you can see the Chambers of Xeric tracker that I talked about at the beginning. And as you can see, since I reset the kills, we are now at 50 kills logged, and I think I can also choose solo, and as you can see, that doesn't change because all of them were completed solo, so I just wanted to go ahead and prove that. And as you can see, also no purples. You can see the personal points I was talking about, 1.44 million, so very unfortunate there. And then you also see my personal best. I did get a new personal best by quite a bit, 29.05, which I believe was a no prep, and it was actually quite slower than it could have been, is what I want to say, because I think I remember doing a very, very slow ohm and some other things as well that definitely could have been a bit faster. But all in all, I'm very happy with the completions. I definitely learned a lot, and I think if I were to do this again, it would go a little better. Hopefully I would actually get a drop if I were to do another 50 solos. And as you can see, the Chambers of Xeric tracker also tracks your drops. So all the drops are right here. The one that I missed out on was the Lizardman Fangs and the Torn Prayer Scrolls. So I imagine if you combine those two, you wouldn't get yourself up to 15 mil, but you get yourself a little closer, probably closer like 14.8 or 14.9 mil. So if you want to call it 15 mil from 50 Chambers of Xeric, that's pretty accurate, though it definitely should have been more than that, but it is what it is. Now that is pretty much it for this video, but I do want to quickly mention, since I just mathed it out, since I made 15 mil in about 30 hours of raids, that is about 500k an hour I made doing raids, so that is pretty awful. I wish you guys better luck if you take on this grind yourself. Personally, I am actually going to take on another raids grind, as tomorrow the Tombs of a Masket comes out, and I'll be making a lot of videos on that. Maybe a quick guide like I did with the Giant's Foundry. Maybe I'll do a giant loot video like I did right here. Maybe 50 solos of the Tombs of a Masket, if solo is even possible. And I'll also try to test out new weaponry like I've done in the past when new weaponry comes out. Hopefully I can get my hands on the new mage staff. I'm hitting up a lot of my friends. I'm decently wealthy, but I have a feeling that the new mage staff is going to be worth billions on release. So whatever I can get my hands on, I will definitely try to make content with it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this video, though there's nothing super exciting happening. It kind of gives you the reality of Chambers of Xeric compared to the other two raids, hopefully the other two raids, as the drop rates aren't exactly released for Tombs of Masket, but I have hope in the team being able to make drops that are actually common enough where you can see the drops instead of doing 50 solos and not seeing anything. Anyway, that's it for me right now, and I'll see you guys very soon with some Tombs of Masket content. Alright, see you guys later. Have a good day.